We'll get
Okay.
started. And I really do. I know as you've come in, we've thanked you, but I truly do want to thank you because your time is currency. And thank you for choosing to circulate some currency with us with your time, which is valuable. And we appreciate it and we acknowledge it. And we love it that you are here. And we're really excited to share with you, both in the call and those of you watching the replay, something that's really near and dear to us at the Wise Woman world, and that is the Wise Woman Revival Retreat. And this has been such a beautiful process. And so thank you for seeing the vision and joining us tonight to hear a little bit more about this. And it's very special. This is a retreat that I wanted to go to. I was actively looking for this retreat and I couldn't find it. So I made it. I co-created it with Spirit and it dropped in and it aligned. And this will be the third year that we've done it. Is that math right? We did
Yeah.
2023, 2024, so 2025, the third year that we're doing this. And this beautiful retreat has really taken I see these kinds of experiments as children of the mind. And just like a child of your body, it grows up. And the Wise Woman Revival has definitely grown up from her roots as the Dark Moon Goddess Retreat, which is how we started out in 2023. So um, today on this call, we're just going to share with you and introduce or reintroduce the Wise Woman Revival to you. And uh, we this retreat, it is a sacred space. It is in a sacred space, and you'll see some of the footage of where we hold it in the video that we're going to show in just a few minutes. And it is a sacred place in our hearts. So I just want to introduce I think all of you know us, but we're gonna introduce ourselves anyway. So I am Christina Jenkins, and I am the channel for the Wise Woman Revival. It came in, and then, like I said, it glowed up with the help of my beautiful business partners in the Wise Woman world. And April was my first early adopter on this. I came back; we were already business partners from uh, a retreat I was helping at. And I came back and I said, April, we're going to do this retreat. Do you want to join me? And she was kind of like, all right, okay, sure, Christina, we'll go for that. And look where we are now. So if you'll just, April and Dana, just introduce yourselves a little bit, um, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm April Millar, and I am also an astrologer. And one of the things that this retreat we wanted to focus on was to really help people through kind of the really tough parts of their lives by understanding themselves more and give them almost like I was a doula for 10 years, so forgive me for all of the like birth metaphors, but like a birth plan, but for your life, where you have this information and you create a a space where it's like when kind of all hell breaks loose and you're just like it's intense, life is going, like what can I remember about how I feel safe? Okay, how do I feel safe? Oh yes, I remember this. Okay, what can I remember about who I am, my gifts, my talents? What can I remember about who's on my side? Who can I call on? Where can I go for support? And we have this is something that we do kind of throughout the retreat. And excuse me, and we'll get into the more of the details in later. But I'm so happy to be a part of this. It really is like it's super interesting because we are the facilitators that like do all of the work, but I get so pumped up going like in preparation for it and then being there and leaving. I feel my own cup is filled. And so it is one that is so nourishing for everyone involved. And I'm just super grateful that it's been something that I've been able to experience over and over.
Thanks, April. And Dana, will you talk to us?
Yes. Yes, I'm Dana Parker, and I have been in the personal development industry for over 15 years now. I'm certified as a hypnotist. I'm certified as a sound practitioner, Reiki master. You name it, I've done something because I just love learning. I love learning all the best ways because I value transformation so deeply. And I do have to say, over 15 years in this world of doing retreats, by far, I am most proud of this creation. I am most proud of this retreat, and I can promote it with all my heart and 100% assurance that it is our whole heart is put into it and our best gifts come forward. And there is a transformation that takes place for every individual that comes. And the reason why we know is because of the feedback that we're getting. So I feel very honored to be here. I met Christina a year ago, and they were generous enough to invite me onto the team, and I could not say no because I love this retreat. I love what it did for me when I first attended, and I feel very honored to support the transformation of women here. So thank you for having me, and I'm thrilled about this retreat.
Thank you, team. And I what I love the most is the co-creation that this is between the facilitators and also everybody who comes. Every retreat is its own unique experience because of the people that are there. There's 11 women that come as participants, and then there's 4 facilitators and a chef. And I'm going to talk more about the food in just a minute because it's actually a really important part of the retreat. But like 4 facilitators and 11 participants, like that's a really great ratio. And again, we're going to get into the more of the details, but one of the things I feel so proud of in this retreat, and it actually makes me a little bit emotional, is how much each of us care about everyone who comes and how much preparation we put in before you come to receive information. And we learn about you, so it gets tailored. So it's not just a co-creation because we're there together, but it's this co-creation that starts happening from the moment you sign up, and we start looking at the things that we can see through your divine design, your astrology, your human design, and your gene keys that make you super unique. And we get to tailor that to you. This is why it's the retreat that I wanted. I wanted something that wasn't cookie cutter. And this is so far from cookie cutter. And I'm also really proud that 100% of the women that have come to this retreat have experienced ongoing transformation. 100%. And I'm just really, really proud of that. So I want to just share a little video with you that captures some of the essence of the Wise Women Revival. So let me just jump there. Oh, I thought I had it all pulled up. There it is. Okay. And hang on. I feel like I am not as awesome at Zoom tonight as I usually am, but here we go. I think we got it now. Hmm. So you saw in there how beautiful the space is that we get to be in, those beautiful healing waters. That is water straight out of the earth that comes in at like 160 degrees. And it is like, it is just magical, magical. And the love, the deep connection that you build with your goddess sisters that are there, and ongoing relationships and business partnerships and all sorts of relationships that come from that really deep connection. And there's a couple of people here on the call right now, Heather and Sarah, who are people who have come to, goddesses that have come to the retreat. We're going to start with Heather and just share briefly with us your experience at the retreat and what you've experienced since the retreat, is this ongoing transformation. And I just want to say, Heather is our chef for the March retreat too. So that's really exciting. Go ahead, Heather.
So I went in June of last year, and since June, I went there struggling with who I was, trying to figure out life transformations. I have had a lot of life transformations. And since June, I think the biggest thing that I can say in that few days that I was at the retreat, went in struggling and came back out feeling very empowered and recognizing that some of the things that I really struggled with were actually some of my greatest, deepest gifts. Made some very deep connections, Sarah being one of them. Sarah, love my Steed sisters. I've adopted myself as a Steed sister. um, and I think even since I've gone, the transformation just keeps going. And it just gives me more ability to accept the things that are going on in my life and give me power to realize that even though the astrology is happening, I get to choose in to whether I let it empower me or whether I let it be the reason that I'm not doing things. So it's been super powerful to learn the astrology and the gene keys to let it empower me instead of stop me from doing things. So
Right, I'm gonna go, yeah or no?
Yes, I was just about to introduce you, Sarah. Go ahead. And thank you so much, Heather. And thank you for coming back and being our chef in March. And our lovely Sarah, come on in.
Okay. I attended the same retreat that Heather went to. And honestly, I felt like it was the most transformative experience of my life. Not only was the location magical, as you saw in that video, but it really gave me the tools and I think the awareness to really navigate the darkest part of my life, which with a lot more grace than I had been offering myself. And so it felt like, ooh, I'm gonna get choked up, but it felt like I was finally creating my personalized map to uncovering my purpose. And honestly, what made it the most special was the women. Honestly, being surrounded by just incredible, uplifting, supportive sisterhood was the most transformative for me. Women who really genuinely care for one another, who show up with love and encouragement, a willingness to heal together. You know, we laughed, we cried, we shared stories, and I grew a lot during that experience. And so I felt like the whole experience was incredibly nurturing, not just emotionally, but physically too. I mean, just like the meals were so delicious. The moments of quiet reflection, the deep conversations, it was all very nourishing to my body and to my soul. But I feel like for me, it was really about stepping into my power. And after coming home from that, it really gave me I don't know what, not even encouragement is the worst word for it. It was like the
the push, I would say, to really embrace being willing to be seen, because I felt supported and celebrated. And that's really what I needed in a huge way. So it was
Yes,
incredible.
Sarah, do you want to share what your latest adventure is that you've done?
Yeah.
Your launch?
Yeah. So I finally launched my business that I've literally been trying to launch for, I don't know, 8 years, 7 years. I don't even know. It's been a long time. Thank you. Thank you. And I did it, and it it feels so good to finally do it. And I honestly feel like that Wise Woman Revival retreat just kind of just did this. Like, this. It just helped me along, and I really appreciated it. So it was awesome.
Thank you. And watching you just launch this and moving forward in this really aligned way has been really soul satisfying for all of us. And this is what we get to experience at every retreat, is watching the people that become some of our very most dear ones, because of the sacred intimacy and connection that we have at the Wise Woman Revival. I personally have never experienced anything like it, so it's an absolute honor to be able to facilitate it, because part of what makes it so incredibly personal is you get a personalized report, and it's looked different for different retreats, but this is the most recent one. And in this, you have your gene keys, you have your human design, you have all these astrological reports, and this is no cookie cutter stuff. This is your specific stuff. And then from here, this becomes like this roadmap for you, no matter what point you are at in your life. I will always remember. Yeah,
Yes, go ahead. No, finish, and then I'll add. I get so excited about the workbooks.
You do. And I will always remember at the very first retreat that we did, we had a woman there, and she was in her late 70s. And so she's lived most of her life at this point. And during one of the exercises, I will always remember her looking up, and she just said, "I wasn't crazy. This all worked for my good." And like, to just see this woman who's a little older than my parents say that, and I thought, oh, that's a kiss from the universe. Thank you so much for showing me that we're on the right track with this. And this made a difference in the life of a beautiful sister in this soul family who's lived most of her life now. And it made a difference. It made a difference for her. And then I think about that frequently, all because she got to see this life plan laid out in this beautiful, beautiful visual way. Go ahead, Dana.
Yeah, I just want to say the workbooks that we put together, I personally have never seen anything like it. It's your personalized astrology chart, but it's also, we actually can see these themes of the feminine deity show up in your chart. So we have a whole day that we go over the goddesses, and you get to look at where this female deity, these beautiful stories of these goddesses show up in your charts. You have your gene keys, your human design. Like, this is a book actually that I take to my morning opening of my day, and I study, I read, I look at, there's channeled messages in there. It is so personal that I have never seen anything like it. And in fact, when I first went, we were talking about the transits, and it was a profound moment for me, because I just had been through my first Saturn return, and I was feeling like that was one of the hardest things I had ever experienced in my life. And then I looked, and I'm like, I haven't even been through all of my midlife transits. What? That was like total chaos. What is going to happen? And I had a little moment freaking out, but then there were these older women at this retreat like Christina and Deanna, who had been through these transits, shared their stories. And it was a moment that was so profoundly impactful because I gained strength from these older women and their wisdom. And so it's such a humbling experience too. And it reminds me, like, we got to get back to listening to the stories of these wise women and what they've been through in their life and to share stories with each other. Like, that is the point of this retreat, is to get back to that sacred place where our as we grow in our wisdom, as we grow in age, we look to each other for the wisdom. We look to the wisdom keepers. That's what I call Christina, one of our wisdom keepers, because it is so important that we learn from each other as women, and it strengthens us and it makes us stronger. And in fact, I feel more confident moving forward because I have this group of women, because I understand my transits and what will be coming, and I have the support, to call Christina or April or Sarah or Heather and be like, hey, I know my midlife's coming up soon. Should we make some to travel? Can we do something fun? So it's such a powerful, like, I will use that book for a long time. It will be something I will reference into my later years in life. So it's a well-written book of you.
And that's one of my favorite things about this retreat also, is the age range of women that go to this, from barely through their first Saturn return, so very early 30s, all the way through well through their second Saturn return, so late 60s into 70s. And just to have this range of women and the sisterhood and the mutual respect and the love that is contained in this group of women that have experienced so many different things in life, so many different backgrounds that come in together, but what we have in common is far more than what we don't have in common. And what we don't have in common makes it very, very interesting. But what we do have in common is experiencing being a woman in this life and the things that go along with that. It's absolutely incredible. And we will hopefully be having Shanika come in to just give a testimonial in a bit. She's at a birthday party with family, but she said she'd jump out. So if she doesn't, that's all good. But just another perspective from a different background coming into this sacred container where we experience ceremony, we have somatic movement, and lots of beautiful hot springs time in the healing waters. And so I'd love for Alina and April to share some of these highlights of the retreat for them.
Can I go first? Is that okay?
You do.
Okay, so firstly, I don't want you to be scared of the language. We use the word astrology and Saturn and transits, and it sounds like a different language, and it is. And you do not have to know it. That's the best part. You do not have to know it to come to this retreat. It is, we are the astrology. It's like your human design astrology and gene keys are maps. They're maps, and we just happen to have we're the interpreters. We just understand the language of your maps. And so what these books end up being is all words, all words. I mean, there's the charts, but you don't have to look at them. They're words for you to understand for yourself. So again, you like for example, I just want to show you. This is the Saturn return that we were talking about, and it explains a generic what typically happens at a Saturn return, and then the second half of the page is about you. We interpreted your chart and said and Saturn typically happens in your early 30s, and so most of us have gone through that one. So it's like this might have been something that you went through, and it's so freaking validating. And it's like, yes, I did. And you see me, and it feels so good. And then the ones that you haven't been through yet, because we go through all the way through 60s. But here's the deal. Those are the collective ones. Like everybody gets these. That's the best part is everybody gets these. And but then we also have our personal transits is what they're called, where the stars, the planets are lining up to help us learn some lessons. And so it is through understanding these things about ourselves, like Heather and Sarah said, that once they understood more about themselves, they could trust themselves. And therefore, they could stand more in their power and they could claim the space that they had and they could show up in the world the way they wanted to. And the best part about that is that this retreat is all about unearthing within you that wise woman, that the lost tradition of claiming the elder and the wisdom that you have because of the experience of the life that you've lived. And whether you are an elder or not. We all have life lived experience and we all have wisdom. And so we all get the chance and opportunity to claim this and know that what you have to say, what you have to share is so valuable and you're with people who want to hear it. People who want to learn from you. And that's the best part. And I think that's probably why I leave with my cup filled is because everybody shares. Everybody gets to express themselves and we don't get up there and just lecture the whole time. We are literally sharing our souls with one another and seeing each other for who we are. And it really does just I love it. I love it so much.
Thank you so much, April. And I appreciate that. And this is one I'm long past. And at this last retreat, I took really good notes because I was able from this report, and of course, as an astrologer, like it's not the first time I've gone over this. So I wonder what it would be like if this was the first time I was going over it. But I was able to go, oh, look, and here's something that I was just able to uncover from that experience. So it really helps us put vocabulary around some of these experiences. And I want to talk just briefly, and then we're going to jump over to Alina. But one of the things that's near and dear to my heart are the goddesses. And we offer it's very rare. In fact, outside of us, I know one other astrologer, and it's the one that I learned from, who does goddess readings. And we really dive into these feminine deity archetypes and what they are saying in your astrology chart and how you can really lean on that archetypal power, that guide influence to help you make the most aligned decisions in your life. And then one of the things that's been really special for me to do is to channel in a message from one of these goddesses. So you receive a personalized channeled message from one of the goddesses that shows up in your chart. And that has been such a powerful and fun experience for me because I never know who's going to come in. And like, I just read your whole chart, so I think I know. And then who comes in? Well, whoever shows up for you is who comes in. It has been a really impactful bit of information, a blessing of sorts for the women. So I would love to introduce Alina. She is our somatic movement specialist.
Hey, so happy you guys are here. I am excited. This is an amazing retreat for a lot of reasons, and you have heard all of it. But what I want to just deepen for you is this. Transformation can happen on a lot of levels, but when it is not brought in to your physical vehicle of your humanness, sometimes it doesn't land or stick. And so it is really fun how we have put together these ideas and maybe these new experiences in this new paradigm. And then through somatic movement, we make it feel safe in your body to move through in a new way, in a way that, and show up in a way that maybe you've always wanted to, but didn't have the vocabulary or the DNA experience of putting it in there. So I use the vehicle of Qigong, with traditional Chinese medicine and meridians and the spirits of the organs. And so I love in Qigong that everything is devotional. It's all in its and somatic, if you will. So I personally have been just super blessed by the somatic movement, coupled with the awareness, coupled with the deep transformation. And I think that's why no one is the same. It's all of these things put together. It's not just one of them, it's all of them. And so that is my experience with how I've been able to deepen my transformation, because I've gone to other retreats. And I love all the retreats I've ever been to. Every retreat is so valuable because it's a time away, right? It's learning something new. And I appreciate all the retreats that I've been to, and all the ideas and the value and the skills that the people that put them on have. And I just love the experience that we've curated in a way that I've never experienced in any other retreat. So I just want to say I hope some of you will sign up, because I cannot wait. I mean, I am looking at you, Barb, and I am like, girl, I want to get to know Barb. I want to get to know Yamame. I'm like so excited. And Mandy left, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys look like soul sisters to me. So I'm really, you have free will, but I just want to say, I'm like, I don't know what it is about you, Barb. I'm like, oh, Barb. I'm sorry to call you out, but you are a bright beam of wisdom and love and transformation. And I'm sorry I don't know you and that I said all those things about you, but that's how I feel. I feel like I see you, girl. I see you. So I just am really happy you're here. And regardless if you come to a retreat or not, I want to get to know you. So that's
I love it. I love it. And I just feel so blessed to be able to work with such an amazing team. And while we're on the topic of our physical bodies, we must talk about the food that you experience at the retreat, because the food is magical. It is prepared with so much love. It is blessed with so much like goodness for our bodies, and it totally enhances the experience of the retreat in a really high level way. And Heather, will you talk for just a minute? You are our chef for the March retreat.
Yes. It's kind of intimidating because I went when somebody else was the chef, but at the same time, I deeply love to cook and take care of other women, especially because we never let other people take care of us. It's usually us who's doing the cooking and the cleaning and the preparing of the food. And so it's a deep honor to me to be able to prepare food while you're doing your healing, because you do a lot of healing. And if your physical body isn't supported with great nutrition, then that it can affect your healing. And so I am thrilled that I was asked to come and do this in March. I've done other retreats with Dana and done the cooking, and it's just heavenly. It's just heavenly to me to be able to nurture other women. So
thank you so much, Heather. Yeah, the food is a part of the entire experience. It's not an addition. It's not an extra expense. It's not a place where we're cutting corners. No, it is actually an integral part of this because of what Alina talked about. It is the whole experience of our humanity that we've got that's being nurtured and cared for in this beautiful container. So I think what you can ascertain from what we've shared tonight is that the Wise Woman Revival is not just a retreat, but it is a movement. It is a sacred movement of the embracing of the feminine, of living life in a new and different way, and of deep healing and transformation. And with that, I would love to open up the floor to any questions that anyone might have. Put them in the chat. Just simply unmute yourself and ask any questions that you might have. And if they're directed to one of us, simply tell us who it is. Otherwise, we'll just see who answers.
Christina, what's the dates of the retreat?
Great question. And can somebody type this in the chat also? But we have February 28th through March 1st. So that's coming up here starting next month. June 6th through the, excuse me.
March 4th. You said the 1st. So.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. February 28th through March 4th. Thank you. Yes. June 6th through the 10th. And then November 7th through the 11th. We are doing an alumni retreat to Italy in October. So this is like the 201. And so if you come to the March or the June, you also have the opportunity to come to Italy with us in October. And so those are the dates for 2025.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Great question. Very logistical.
I like Italy. I used to live there when I was growing up. So.
Oh, Barb, I there's always more to talk to you about, and I love it.
Barb,
was in
where do you
Naples.
live?
Naples.
That's where we're going.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Barb,
And
where
just
do you live right now?
I'm in Eagle.
Okay.
Up here by April and me. And I
Got
just
it.
have like the way that we chose the destination retreat was we all wrote down some ideas that we had, some things that we felt prompted to explore more, and then we put them in a basket and just asked Spirit to guide us. And it was very clear, and it has continued to just be very clear. There's something very special happening this fall in Italy. So
Oh, interesting.
what other questions?
How much is for the retreat?
Great question. So the retreat is $3,555 all inclusive. And there we go. I was wrong. Different price, 3,333. And then we have a discount. Dana, will you take it from here?
Yes, yes, we have really great options. You actually can sign up for a 10-month payment plan, and that's $334 a month. And then just to say thank you for joining us and investing your time tonight to hear what we have and what we're pouring our heart into. We are giving a discount of $111 to any of the retreats this year that you can use. So and that code, April will put that into the chat and you can use that. And that's, I think it's Wise Woman 2025.
Yeah, it's on the bottom there too. Yeah, of the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the bottom of the thing.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, I was looking at everyone's faces. There it is. Okay. So yes, those are our options. We do have a paid in full bonus, which is really fun. We have a couple of things that we put together for those that want to pay in full. And that's kind of a fun that we have our very favorite tarot card deck and some other fun goodies for you. So those are
worth it, Dana.
Yes.
I did that and it was so well worth it.
Oh, I'm so glad. It is. It's our favorite card deck, favorite goodies. And there's lots of goodies. We actually, you guys, interestingly enough, every single one of us love surprise and delight. So we do what we can to have the whole retreat be a very generous surprise and delight you with lots of different fun surprises. So we're really excited, and Just thank you so much for the opportunity to share our heart and share what we're doing and share what we're passionate about with you. So thank you.
Thank you. This is exciting.
It is. Thank you. And that coupon, we're not the kind of people, and it's not in most people's design to like, oh my gosh, you've got to do it by midnight tonight, or you're gonna, no. Please think about this. Please let your intuition guide you. What we've seen over and over is that if you are called to this, the means are made available. And we have just seen that over and over and over. So please sink into this. And if it is right for you, and find your dates that are right for you, I feel very confident in advising that the means will be made available, simply because we see that over and over and over. And we want you to feel so good, and absolutely no pressure. We're all about the invitation.
Yeah. And you're welcome to invite friends. They're welcome to use the code too. We do have a deadline for the code. Did we share that?
Yeah.
I forget.
Sunday
Okay.
at 11:59 p.m. So by Sunday, like right before Monday morning.
Got it. Yes. So you're welcome to share that with friends, and you're welcome. Will we have a follow-up email with this video in it that people can send out? Is that part of our plan?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep,
Let's do that.
You'll get
Great.
an email with all of the details, the links to sign up, and the discount code, and so that fill into it. The reason why we did put a few days of with the discount code is we're human, and sometimes we need the deadline, and so it just is helpful, honestly. And I also wanted to say, Christina touched on this, but I really wanted to emphasize that we actually bring so much intention into this retreat, particularly with the people who sign up and come. We are regularly sending love to those that feel love, and Christina has a Reiki grid. We truly do feel like this is such a sacred contract retreat. And so the people who come are meant to know each other. They're meant to be together. I mean, we saw that with Heather and with Sarah. Shanika, if she was at that same retreat, and there's this powerful bond within the participants. And we truly do feel that you call each other in. We just happen to be the container for it. And with the investment, it is such an investment in your own transformation. And we do infuse into the retreat that you will receive it back, that you will receive the transformation and the monetary return of everything that you invested. So because that's the energy we want to come from completely. So anyway, it's one of my favorite things is on a weekly basis, we get to, like, ritually, we open up a sacred space and essentially talk to your souls. So it's really fun. We know you already, whoever's coming. We don't on our human level know who's coming, but we know you're coming. So we're excited.
It's in the field. Yes. And when you say yes, your name officially goes to the Reiki grid. And I always have participants for the Wise Women for this year. So even before we know about the humanness knows, you're in the Reiki grid. You're receiving that Reiki healing if you choose to accept it and receive it and be open to it. We care deeply about all levels of your human experience. So I want to invite you, if you have any questions at all, you're welcome to ask here or reach out to one of us. We're here to support and offer any, just reach out, answer questions, offer support. look at different options. So just reach out to us. And until we see you at the retreat, I just want to say thank you.
Thank
We
you.
love you.
Thank you.
And that goes,
Very nice.
thank you, Barb. We truly, those that came live, we just feel so deeply for you. And please know that those that are watching the replay, we are also talking to you too, because we feel you. You're all energy, and we are too. So, but oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up and giving your time. And if you are into social media at all on our Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, we have videos of the retreat, of past retreats, and so you can get a really good like feel of people being at the retreat. So,
And we're at the Wise Women World on all the socials. The Wise Women World.
Okay.
Thank you, friends. We love and appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yes.
Thank
Have a
you.
lovely
Thank
day.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, friends.
have a beautiful night. There was sun on the horizon until 6 p.m. today. Well, not sun. There was light on the horizon.
Stop recording.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.